is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So you may have seen the couple of process videos that we did working on the British Wildflowers journal. So this was the kind of project revisit that I had already made a journal before using the British Wildflowers, and we've done another one now, which has turned out extremely different, I have to say, to the original one. So yeah, I'm going to do the flip through now, and hopefully you will like it. So the front cover, it's a soft cover journal, but on the front cover I've actually utilised the cover of the British Wildflowers Ladybird book. So I've kind of put that on a bit like a topper, and then I've just built up around it with kind of a jabot and some little roses there and a bow and, you know, lots of lace and things like that. So yeah, it looks really pretty. On the back I've just sort of mimicked what's on the front from a point of view of colours and laces and things like that. We've got just a little flower there. Didn't have the pearl on the centre of that flower because obviously that would make the book a little bit unstable. These have got a pearl in the centre. So just took that out and put that on there. Got a little bit of fabric ruffle there kind of that I've just stuck on over what is the closure, which is this ribbon, which I doubled over. So if we just undo that, you can you can see that that one's glued down on the front and that one's just glued down there on the back. So really love those types of closures. I used to use them a lot in mini albums and things, and they're just really pretty, aren't they, to kind of have just the ribbon coming out at the side. So going into the journal now, like I say, we've done some of this together and some of it we haven't, and now I of course can't remember the pages we did do together and the pages we didn't. Pretty sure we maybe did do this, but again, not 100% sure. So let's have a look through. So we've got this lovely pocket here with, of course, an image from the British Wildflowers book. We've got some sari silk down there and some lace, one of my little ribbon embellishments there, and then this lovely journal card. And this is from some book page with one of my Edwardian ladies. I made these a really long time ago and I've just been sort of hoarding them and thought, oh, it's time to actually finally use them. So that's that one. That just tucks into here, and the back is all collaged with the you know, various different papers there. And then tucked in the top of that pocket as well, we've just got some vintage ephemera there. That's dated 1923 and it's an original letter. So that just goes in like that. Then here we've got just an envelope flap, which I've used like a tuck spot. And this has also got some ruffle down the bottom, which sort of acts like a bit of a stopper to stop this if it were likely to slide out. So you've just got, again, an image from the British Wildflowers book, just backed on to just some paper there, which was some fly sheet, if you can see that. And then we've just got a butterfly on there and just a bit of lace and a coloured book plate. But that just kind of is all that needs, really. It looks lovely just as, you know, as it is. So that just tucks in there. On the envelope flap, we've just put one of my lace clusters. So that's like that. Fabric ruffle, like I say, and some bling down the bottom. Then this page, I'm pretty sure we did do this page together. So here we've got an envelope opening flap. So like that. In the flap, we, you know, like I say, did this together, and we had the corner tuck spots. So we've got one there and one there. This has got a cluster on it as well. You've got some, oops, some, oh no, the lace on the page, sorry. Remember what's where. So lace coming out here, the cluster, the journal card there. So again, another page from the British Wildflowers just backed onto some plain paper there. And that just tucks in like that. And then opening this out, this is just some plain page from my vintage desk set 2, I think it is. And then this here is just another page from the British Wildflowers book backed onto plain paper. The envelope's just plain kind of on the back, but just with some pretty papers there from my pink patisserie paper. And then this here, so I love how this page looks, I have to say. So this is my patisserie papers here. Oh no, sorry, this is the roses papers. Oops, roses papers. And then you've got some patisserie paper torn over there. You've got some hand-stitched fabric ruffle down there with some bling. Got a bow. Then this cute little pocket here. Then you've got one of those Matchbox book tags, so like that. I really like these, actually. High time we made some more of these. Yeah, I've forgotten all about these. So yeah, really like that. That just tucks in at the top, and then we've got a couple of things in the pocket. So there's a back pocket here, so that's just a printable, and then just a little tiny tag there, which I love, and that just tucks into the front. But isn't that a pretty double page spread? And then here we've got just a pocket going across the bottom, some sari silk there, a cluster, one of my little ribbon banner pieces there, and then tucked into here we've got, right, now I've remembered, we've got, sorry, a double pocket. So this is a pocket here and a pocket here, the banner, so it looks lovely like that. And then tucked into those bits we've got another page from the British Wildflowers book, that's just tucked in there. And then here we've got a little flippy pad and also a little tag there, and they just tuck into the front. Oops, if I can get them in there like that. Oh my goodness, come on. It's always harder doing things on film than when you're doing it, you know, not on film. Then we've got some plain pages. So this is just coffee dyed paper. We've got some fabric ruffle, plain page here. This is some, I think, vintage documents. Again, some sari silk ruffle, some greaseproof paper, some doily, which has been coffee dyed, some vintage sheet music, and again, some coffee dyed paper, another ribbon banner there. Love this pocket here. This was one of those Roxy Creations pockets, so it looks really pretty, doesn't it? So that's just literally a pocket down there. Lots of purple kind of images. These are from a vintage book. We've got some sari silk going down the side, and then here, this is just one of those from the Bees collection toppers, which are a freebie on my website and on my Ko-fi and my Buy Me a Coffee page. This page, I think we maybe did do this together, but I can't remember for sure. But wow, what a feast for the eyes. So we've got lots of things here. So we've got this pocket down here. We've got a frame up here with some lace. The back is the Vintage Desk set 2. Oh, I can't remember, I'm afraid, set 2 or set 3. Obviously, if you looked on my Etsy shop, you would see which one this was. This is from the Documents collection too, and yeah, really, really love how this looks. We've got some lace going down here with some Diamante bling, and then some, bow. A bow down there. This is just a little coin envelope that I've made here. I haven't even actually put anything in here. Let's just take this and put this in. It needs coffee dyeing, but at least it's something in there now. So yeah, you've got something in there. Love how this turned out. So it's just using the images from the British Wildflowers book, and all I've done is stapled down the edge of there. So I think I glued it on the bottom, and then I just stapled down the edges. But isn't that lovely? And I just mixed it with my could be Pale Damask, could be Rich Damask set 2 papers, but that's lovely, isn't it? And then another British Wildflowers image there. Just made a whale tail tab to go with that. So love how that looks. So that all goes in there. And then on the facing page, so making just such a lovely double page spread, isn't it? We've got a big cluster here, kind of on the pocket, but not, if you see what I mean. The actual pocket itself is actually undecorated, but this cluster here is kind of like to the side, over it, but to the side. And then we've got some sari silk ruffle down the side, and then we've got some genuine vintage ephemera in the form of this, I don't know, it says war damage contribution. I don't know what that means, what that is. And it's from 1946. And that's a genuine piece of ephemera, so that goes in there. And then we've just got a little foldy flip there with the roses paper that then just goes into the side with the flap. Then here we've got this lovely pocket here. This is one of those Patricia Varimontes pockets, but I've got the addition of some of my lace collection papers and, of course, one of the laminated florals there. And then tucked into there, we've got another book page from the British Wildflowers book. I just kind of like cut it smaller. That goes in there. And then we've just got a couple of pieces of ephemera there that tuck into the pocket like that. We've got some fabric ruffle, and then we've got one of my edge strip pieces, or no, chunky cluster, I think that is. Anyway, lovely. Then we've got plain for journaling, vintage book page, some like vellum. We've got some more vintage sheet music and some more coffee dyed paper. Then we've got one of those Hawaiian flowers, which I dyed. And then here we've got a little coin envelope. Again, another coin envelope, which I really love these from the book page. So again, I actually, oh no, I've unglued it. I've unglued that. Yep, that's not a good start, is it? Let me just glue that back down. Oh, that's where the staples are better, you see. So yeah, let's just pop some glue there. Okay, right, so that's glued back down. Just pop that out there. That's glued back down. Yeah, for some reason I've obviously forgotten to put something in there as well, so that one's just empty at the moment. That tucks into the label, but isn't it lovely? It's some of the book page from the wildflowers, and then this is from the birds collection papers, and this is a label obviously from the label set 1. But doesn't that look lovely together? I really like all of those colours. And then this is some genuine vintage ephemera. That just tucks into the top there. Then we've got a bow and some lace. And then this is the centre spread, which isn't this gorgeous? And it's so different to all the other pages, isn't it? I really, really love this. So this is my roses collection paper here. And then I've just torn off some of my Pale Damask set 2, some of the Totally Dotty paper. And then here what I did, I've taken one of those bees toppers from the freebies. And then I just kind of put like a little bit of a frame. So this was a purchased frame. It wasn't a digital or anything. And I just took a section of it and put it as if it's kind of like underneath here. It looks so lovely, doesn't it? And it just kind of like embellishes this a bit further. We've got some lace here and some bling, some sari silk. A little tag there. Very cute with a wax seal. That just goes in there, a butterfly. And then on this page, we've got several different laces. So we've got some lace here, some lace here. We've got some sari silk. And then we've got this piece here with, oh, I thought that had more lace, but actually I think that's part of that lace. It was hard to see there. And then here, love this pocket. Don't you just love this? So this is the bees collection in, I think, the pinks and the greens and lilacs. Some a butterfly and a rose, obviously a piece from the toppers, that sort of, you know, other side of that frame there. Then we've got a journal card from the British Wildflowers book. That can just go into the top of there. Then there's a journal card here with some vintage book page of the tree. That just pops in there. And then here, oh, I'm not going to open this out because I struggle to fold these in, but you've got a little folded up piece of paper. And this is that sort of paper that goes over like photos in an album. That sort of see-through type, almost like a tissue paper. It's that. And it is vintage. And then going over the page. So this one, again, very different looking page. I think we maybe did do this together. This has got one of my little embellishment pieces with the layered up vellum and all of that. We've got some lace. We've got some lace down here, some sari silk, coloured butterfly there from my pale butterflies. This again is from the pale, from the pink and green patisserie collection. This from the damask, but I printed it onto this craft coloured card, which looks lovely, doesn't it? Then on the facing page, so this is one of the plain pages for journaling. We've just got a frame with some flowers and then Hawaiian flowers there. So really lovely. Tucked into the pockets, we've got another British Wildflowers image, and then just a journal card there, and then a little kind of booklet there. So these all tuck in. Oops, where did I tuck in? Oh yeah. Can't remember then how that went. So that one, and then that one there. And then going over the page, again, plain, you know, all the kind of corresponding bits to the other side, bit of lace. This one, you've got some floral images there from a vintage book, which just look lovely, don't they? And just coordinate so nicely with this page. So on this page, we've just got a pocket here. And then I just tore out some of the images from the British Wildflowers book and put them onto that pocket with a label and with some lovely lace, Hawaiian flower, and then some sari silk. Bit of genuine vintage ephemera. I think that's 1949, that says, but don't you love the colours in that? And don't they go perfectly on this page? So yeah, love, love, love that. Another British Wildflowers image. That just tucks into there. Then going over the page. So this again, feast for the eyes on this page. So this is the Roses collection. This is that vintage desk collection, and take this out so as you can see everything without all the bits in the pockets. So that's it with nothing. Isn't that just absolutely yummy? It looks so pretty, doesn't it? So got some lace going down the side. This is some of my dyed lace from the dye-in with the distress inks. We've got a bow. We've got some more dyed lace here, but different colour. This pocket here with the totally dotty. Again, some more of the wildflowers images. A ribbon banner down there. And then on this page, we've got some sari silk tie. And then here, little button embellishment piece. And then just opens up. This is quite tatty from the coffee dye-in, but, you know, hopefully it doesn't detract from how cute that looks. Some lace and some bling. And then this all ties up. And then it's got the pink lace going down the side here. So weirdly, it's got a lot of colours on this page, hasn't it? Because you've got, like, you know, pinks, greens, blues. This is kind of a yellowy type colour. Lots of different colours, but don't they just work absolutely lovely together? And then you've got some genuine vintage ephemera. This dated 1871, and it is an original piece. That just tucks in here like that. Then you've got this piece here, which is a little sort of clustered up piece. It's just stapled, but then you've got I think this might be a vintage paperclip or a rusted one. I can't even tell now. But you've got a vintage original cigarette card and some vintage, this is from a ration book. So yeah, very cute, isn't it? And I love the way it's got that touch of blue, which is sort of just picking up the blue from this side. So yeah, works really nicely. Then you've got some other genuine vintage ephemera, again dated 1870, funnily enough. And this is some page from a ledger. Isn't this just the most lovely book, or lovely page? You know, because I love this colour. So nice, isn't it? And you've got ledger on both sides. So, I mean, again, if you know, wanted to use this in like collage or something like that, you know, you don't have to keep it into this, you know, in this journal. So, actually, that maybe went there. Not sure. I've put these back where they came out, but maybe that was there and that was there. And then you've got another British Wildflowers journal card there. Then going over the page, we've got this page here with some of the damask pages. We've got a little kind of foldy flip here just from the British Wildflowers book. A label and a butterfly and another label and a little tiny bit of lace. But I love the way that's hinged onto the page. It's just hinged with that Avery collection papers in the duck eggs. Then on this page, you've got one of those little mini paper bags that we made. That's from the Steampunk collection and backed onto scrapbook paper. I think they were a Rachel from Roxy Creations, one of her weekly challenges. And then we've got a frame here with, again, some vintage image, a butterfly with some bling, big bit of bling down here, and some sari silk. And then tucked behind, you've just got an image from the vintage Wildflowers book. And then just a little printed journal card there. So then you've got, again, the plain pages for journaling. You've got some ruffle down here, the sheet music, the doily, the greaseproof paper, the document, bit of lace there on the document. And then here we've got just some flowers there from the British Wildflowers ephemera type set. Then we've got a butterfly here, which again brings in this sort of purples and lilacs from this page. So this page we've got, take everything out so as you can see, we've got some lace here which has been dyed. We've got a flower, we've got some more dyed lace, we've got a little flower there, some banners, and then the British Wildflowers here covered onto the envelope, British Wildflowers here, and then some fabric ruffle. So we've got, again, some more of that kind of tissue type paper that goes over photos. So again, I'm not going to open that because I won't be able to then fold it back in quickly. So that just tucks in at the side. And then here we've got another British Wildflowers journal card. So that just tucks in at the top. So that's there. And then going over the page, this again is another really lovely feast for the eyes type page. So we've got, this is a decorative edge strip, and I've just glued it like a belly band. Now this does need something tucked in there, so let me just see whether I've got anything that I can tuck in. Right, well, it's not going to be coffee dyed, but at least there's something in there now. So yeah, we'll just put that in there. It's got some of the trim, the floral trim, and a button embellishment. These floral trims, I do have these in my shop on my website if you wanted to check those out. And then on this side, we've just got some lace, and then we've got just a journal card here. This from the Hydrangea ephemera. This is another Hawaiian flower, and then this one's just one of my vintage ephemera sets, maybe like set 5, I think. And then going over the page, so this is the back of the, cover. We've got here another pocket, which again, I'll just take everything out of the pocket so you can see the page kind of fully, without the things in the pockets. Oh my goodness. It's always so tricky getting things out when you're filming, I find. Oh no, what's gone on here? I've glued something to this. Uh-oh. Oh, that wasn't ideal, was it? Okay, so yeah, I glued that paper, and I'm not sure even how I did that, to be honest. That was weird. Oh, I've obviously glued the lace down. That's how it's glued. So I have now torn this slightly, I'm afraid, and damaged it. I mean, I still think it's fine, but yeah, I should point that out. So this, I just love these little books. So I love the way that the pages are actually overhanging the cover. It's really cute, isn't it, like that? And then we've just got a piece there from, I think maybe from the decorative edge strips. But isn't that just such a lovely booklet? So that tucks into here. One of my frame pieces. Then we've got a piece from a vintage book that I've just backed to make it look like a photograph. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, that might be crumpled a bit. That just tucks into here. Oh, maybe this was the other way around. Oh, it's always horrible, isn't it, when you're putting things back in and then you can't remember where you got them. That goes in there. We had a vintage, a British Wildflowers journal card. That's just tucked in at the back. You've got some fabric ruffle. You've got a little ribbon banner piece. You've got some lace and some sari silk. You've got a wax seal. And then on this side, you've got a little banner piece there with, that was one of those cabochons that we made with the, that's just from the birds collection papers that I've just, cut out and put into a cabochon. We've got some of my hand coloured lace with the distress inks. This pocket here with this, the clocks collection. This is the, I think it's the Paris bouquet, and various different pieces on here. And then this is from the butterfly cabinet collection. And then tucked into here, I love this piece so much. I'm surprised that I'm parting with this actually and not hoarding it. So various different bits layered up, but also some bits from some vintage ephemera there in the blue. Really striking, isn't it? The blue and the, the coffee dye type papers. And then here we've got some vintage document, which is all just tucked in on itself. So it's some genuine vintage document. I mean, it looks like it's possibly a copy. It says probate copy. Can't see a date or anything on that. Oh, hold on. 1962 this was from. But it is genuine vintage ephemera. So, yep, that all just tucks in like that. So, you could use that again in collage or for journaling. It's all plain on the back. Yeah, and that's the whole journal. So, yeah, quite a big one, quite chunky. Very, very, very different to my original British Wildflowers journal, which, I really like still equally. But I think what's noticeable, sorry, just chuck away those bits of glue. What's really noticeable is that this, I obviously had a lot more of the book images. And I talked about that in the process videos, obviously, because I now have a lot more supplies. I can be more generous with the supplies that I'm using, I suppose. So, yeah, but, it was really fun to come back to a book that I had used kind of several years ago and just see what I would do differently. So, yeah, I really hope that you like it. I hope you liked the process videos if you watched any of those. And this, as I'm filming this, it's going to be up on my website. Obviously, it may have sold or may not by the time this video actually kind of is published. But yeah, I will upload the video to coincide with it going onto the website. So yeah, hope that you like it. And if you want to obviously have a look at it, then it's on my website. And thank you so much for watching. So really love to hear your thoughts below. I will try and remember to link the original British Wildflowers flip through, and then you can compare them and see which one you like best. Let me know in the comments which one do you like best, this one or the original one. And yeah, hope that you like it. Really appreciate a big thumbs up for this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much then. Bye.